What's up gamers, how the heck are you? Welcome to another Hogwarts Legacy video. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to solve Depulso Puzzle Rooms 1 and 2. If you don't know what those are, let me explain. Depulso Puzzle Rooms can be broken up into three sections. 1, the blocks that you can either move with Accio or Depulso to navigate the room. 2, the reset device that's usually located at the top of the room. Hit it with a basic attack and it resets the blocks back to their original position. And 3, the 3 chests located around the room that you have to collect in order to complete the room to earn the 4th chest. Now, if at any point you stack multiple blocks up or put blocks together, they will be joined together for the rest of the time until you hit the reset device. Sometimes you want to do this, but sometimes you don't. So just remember that you have that reset device there for a reason. Alright, so on to puzzle room number 1. It's located in the library annex. If you've been there before, it should show up in your map right here. You can click it and just have it guide you to it. If you haven't been there before, go to the bell tower. You should have been here before. It's one of the more notable entryways that you come across quite a bit. You're going to go through these 2 armored suits, go straight through that main door, head directly down this hallway, passing through this room with the trolls into this full hallway with all the pictures, and down on your left here at the end you will see a Depulso button, I guess we can call it. Once you use the Depulso spell on it, it will open up a room, and that is your puzzle. So congratulations, you have found the Depulso puzzle room. Alright, once in the room, you will notice that there are 3 chests located along the walls. You will have to gain access to all 3 chests in order to complete the room to get the final chest. So solving the first one that's going to be located on your right is relatively simple. These are kind of easy to kind of get you a little tester into it. So what you want to do is you're going to grab this double piece that's on the far side of the room, use Accio to pull it all the way to the other side. Now your next goal is to grab that double piece once again, and you're going to either use Accio or get behind it and use Depulso, because you want to send it directly underneath the one that's kind of floating in the air. You want to get rid of this one because you need to move that double piece underneath this one right here to create an L essentially. So take Accio and pull it to you. Perfect. All right, now that you've done that, we need to go grab a individual piece and put it underneath the one that's floating in the corner. So you're going to take this piece, use Depulso on it to shove it to the corner of the room, then get on the inside of it and use Accio to drag it across so that you can get it underneath that floating one. Because now you're going to take this L shape and basically you're going to create a staircase with it. You're going to push it all the way to the back with Depulso. Get on this side of it, hit Depulso again so that you can send it to the far wall. And then you're going to grab it with Accio and pull it over next to the blocks you just stacked up. Perfect. The reason you put that block at the lower bottom is so that it will stop the L from going all the way underneath this top one so you can create the staircase. Now you can get all the way to the top and grab your very first chest. Congratulations, you completed the first step. Alright, so now we're going to solve for the next chest, but don't reset the room because we can use the pieces we've already created. So take this little upside down T that you've made now and pull it to you up against those little blocks. And what we're going to do is we're going to get that upside down T and we're going to shove it against that block right there. So you can either use Accio here or, like I did, you can run all the way to the other side and use Depulso to send it across the room because we're going for that chest in the back part of the room. So once you've shoved it against that block, you now can use Depulso to shove it against the main tower that's holding the chest. And you can actually make this little jump, so don't be scared about doing it. So just make that little jump, climb up the one height, and you can make this little sideways jump here to get up to that location. Now when you open this chest, you'll notice the room will change a little bit to help you get back across. You can either go use that or you can use the bridge you already just made. It's up to you. So once you've done that, you will need to reset the room at this point. So go ahead and reset the room because we're going to need to reuse the blocks in a different pattern this next time around. All right, so now we're gonna solve for the final one. Take this floating block, use Accio to send it across the room to get it out of the way for now. We're gonna use it later. Grab the double block, use Accio to send it fully across. We're gonna start creating the L shape again, but a little bit different. So push it against this wall, send this floating block with Accio back towards that double block so we can create that L shape we're looking for. Now you want to get this single block and move it down and over and out of the way. So use Depulso, and then you're gonna use Accio to send it against the wall over here. All right, so you can either do this now or later, but I did it now. Grab the floating block, use Accio to pull it to the front of the room, and then you're gonna use this to pull it over above this other block so that you can start creating that higher step staircase. Now take your L, this is the simplest part. Use Accio to pull it to that point, Accio to pull it to that point, and then Accio one more time to get it butted up against these. Now you have your staircase to get all the way to the top of the highest point so you can grab the final chest in the room. Congratulations, you've completed room number 1, essentially. Basically, so once you grab this chest, you'll see the room will change one more time, giving you a way out so that you don't have to climb down and climb back up, even though it would have been just as easy to do so. But once you hop down here and you go out the main door, you'll notice there is a 4th chest that you need to grab. That 4th chest is awarded to you for completing the room. Anytime you get this chest when you're completing a room, that's how you know you finished it. So congratulations, room done. All right, on to Depulso room 2. This one will be located in the bell tower itself, in the far end of it. If you have seen it, once again, you can create the little path. If not, go back to the main bell tower, but this time head right. You're gonna go through the door here and just keep going straight through every door that is directly in front of you, and then you will eventually end up in this Egyptian room with like this like, I don't know, this hieroglyphic artwork and stuff like that. In the back corner of this is the Depulso wall, so as soon as you hit it like you did before, you will discover there's a room behind this. Now this next room may seem a little more intimidating than the previous one, but trust me, it's not. A lot of the pieces in this room won't be used at the same time, and I think that's how they kind of trick you to make it seem like it's more complicated, because you think you have to use a lot of the pieces, but you don't. You don't have to use most of them at the same time. So the very first thing you're gonna do to solve the very first puzzle is move this little piece over 1. All right, simple enough to start off. Then you're gonna grab that with Accio and move it to the center of the room, and then push it all the way back to the back wall with Depulso. Get the T out of the way by pulling it directly to you with Accio. And then you're gonna send this little one all the way across the room with Accio. All right, once that's across the room, you're gonna travel over there because you're gonna grab this double block and you're going to stack it on top of itself. Just like that, now we've created our little L shape. It's our bread and butter, we love it so much. Take Accio and move it to the center of the room. It'll stop on the blocks that are in the center. Very good. Now you have your perfect little staircase up. You didn't even use any of the big pieces. That's how easy this one became. All right, now that you've done that, you will collect your chest and you've solved the first part of this puzzle. The room will change now completely, more than it did before in the previous room. We have a completely different change in this. It'll show you that there is another section to this because we've only opened 1 chest. We need to open 3 chests in order to complete this room. Now that we've opened up that chest, we can see that across the room is a whole new doorway that we need to basically create steps and stairs up to so that we can enter into the next phase of the puzzle. All right, in order to do that, I went to the center of the room so that I could easily get to everything that I needed to get to. The first thing you want to do is send the T across the room to get it out of the way. You're going to notice there are 2 blocks here now, not just 1 block like there was before. You're going to need to grab these and move them across the room with Accio. Whichever order you want to do it doesn't really matter, but they need to be moved. Now that they are an L shape again, our basic set for a staircase, we can move them back across the room and they should perfectly fit into that slot so that they will not connect to the T. Get the T out of the way because we don't need it. All right, now we need to grab this piece in front of us, pull it to us, and then use Depulso to get it to the other side. And then we're going to use Accio to pull it across the room so it connects to those two that we just made, because we want to be able to stop that from traveling across the room. We want it to stop in the center, and that's what that double piece is going to do for us. Once you use Accio to pull it to you, it will stop on the center block, and now you'll be able to use Accio again to move it over to where it'll be useful to us. Now all you have to do is grab this big piece and move it with Accio to the center, and you should be able to make that jump super easily and able to get up to the top of this room. And as you climb your way up to the top of this staircase, remember to hit that like button, people. If you guys enjoyed this video at all, if you found this information helpful whatsoever, hit that like button. It does help with the algorithm, and consider subscribing to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. As you make your way through the door at the top of that little staircase you made, you're going to notice a whole new room open up. In this room, there will be 2 chests, not just one, and a door on the far end. That is the door you will eventually exit out of. There's going to be a chest on your left and a chest on your right. We are going to tackle the one on your left first. All right, if you want to go ahead and just hop down, and you're going to grab the 4 blocks that are laying flat on the ground. You're going to grab those and pull them to the left side of the room. And then you're going to use Depulso to send them onto the far side of the room. Use Accio to pull them back towards you, and then Accio to pull them towards this double block that's kind of standing as a pillar in the center. You're going to want to use Depulso to move them out first, and then Accio to pull them back to the left wall. Accio to pull them closer to you, and now you've created your access to the very first chest. If you climb up to this very top one, you're going to turn around. It's going to look like a gap you can't make, but trust me, you can. Just hit the jump button and you should make it just across. Once you grab this, you will need to reset the room. So grab this, reset the room, and get back to the starting area. Just easier to start from there. All right, now we're going to get the chest on the right-hand side of the room. All right, so go ahead and jump down, and we're going to want to use Accio on the U-shaped blocks, I guess. So use Accio to pull them closer to you. Then you're going to use Depulso on the pillar blocks so to move them across the room. Use Depulso again to push them all the way to the other side of the room, because that's going to create our access point up. Then you're going to use the U-shaped one, or whatever, H-shape, whatever it is, and you're going to use Depulso to push it back. Push the 4 blocks all the way back, because now we need to create our little walking path to get us over to that side of the room. Go ahead and use Accio to grab that, and now we're going to push the 4 blocks into that one with Depulso, and then use Accio to pull it to the center of the room. Now you've created your little walkway in order to get over to the chest on the right hand side. You've already moved all the blocks to the proper area. Just climb up and make your way over to the right hand side. Leave in the comments below if you guys found these challenging at all. If you did, because I did, I took me some time to solve these. If you did, I'd love to know. I mean, if you did, that's probably why you're on this video, so that makes sense. Anyway, once you guys open this chest, you're going to want to reset the room again, so make your way back to the start and reset the room like you did before. All right, to get to the room across, all the way across the other side, start by moving the pillar out to the center, and then you can grab the H, get it out of the way so the pillar doesn't hit it. Use Accio to move it to the right side, and then you're going to hop down and grab this long piece over here because you want to pull it to the center of the room. Go all the way around to the far side, go back to the main pillar you hit the first time, send it to the far side of the room. Nope, with the Depulso, there we go. I knew I'd get it right at some point. All right, and then we're going to need this 4 block right here, so send it to the far side, to the left side. Use a Depulso to connect it to the block that we already have. All right, then go around and use Accio to pull it to the center of the room. And it's gonna be a little different this time because you're gonna need to climb up and go all the way over to the far side. And your goal is gonna be to connect it to that pillar, but you can't move it just yet. Jump out to this center section, use Depulso to send it over to the far end of the wall. Now you can jump down on that little ledge right there, grab it perfectly, awesome. Run around to the far side, grab that pillar we initially sent over, use Accio to connect it, hop up, and you are good to go. So once you hop up here, do not forget to grab your fourth and final chest. And congratulations, you have finally solved the Depulso Puzzle Rooms 1 and 2. Collect your reward, feel great about yourself, because you now are absolutely incredibly amazing, and that's awesome for you. I love it. Alright guys, that's a video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this at all, please hit that like button below. It really does help with the algorithm. And I just want to go ahead and thank you guys so much for the love and support I've gotten recently. It's been absolutely incredible. This game is a blast. I'm having a ton of fun playing it. I get lost in these open world games so much that honestly sometimes content just I forget about it. So I hope a lot of these are helping you guys out, and that's kind of like my goal. I really just want to help people in games and stuff like that so that everybody has the best experience possible. So thank you so much for watching, for being there, for being awesome, for being amazing. You guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you again. And as always, I'll catch you next time. Peace out.